Hi everyone, it's Rose and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to talk about the 8 books I want to read in October. September was the month of the reading slump for me. I only read 3 books that I put on my September TBR. So 8 is pushing it. It's very ambitious, but I couldn't narrow it down any further than this. I have so many books I want to read, and I think this list is a good mix of everything. So regardless of what mood I'm in, there's something I can pick up. We've got contemporary romance, we've got sapphic romance, we've got thrillers, we've got mystery, we've got horror, we've got fantasy, we've got a bit of it all. And without further ado, let's get into this stack. If you're not new here, you will already be sick and tired of me saying this, but these videos tend to be shorter and I tend to struggle with TBR videos. How much can I tell you about a book I haven't even read yet? I also like to go into books blind, so I'm going to tell you about what I know about the book and a little bit about it, but it's kind of improvising as we go with these videos. First up, a book I do know a lot about because it is in fact a reread. That is Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings. I originally listened to the first 2 books in the Daisy Hates Magnolia Parks mix series, the universe from Jessa Hastings, and a little while ago I reread physically and annotated Magnolia Parks, so I would like to do that with Daisy Hates. I'm sure this series needs no introduction. It's basically like if Gossip Girl was set in London. It's like rich kid drama, basically. That is the premise of the whole thing. We've got toxic relationships, we've got cheating, we've also actually got mafia connections in this, I think, but you know, it's a fun time. I think I rated this 4 stars the first time, but something I'm really interested to see is if I'm going to have a different experience reading it physically, because if I show you here, there are a lot of pages where a word will be numbered and then at the bottom you've got a key for what that number means, and I think it's Daisy is inner thoughts as this story is being told, because it's in first person I believe, but I'm really confused as to how they would have done that in audio, so I'm interested to see if I'm gonna get extra information, because I don't know how they would have done that in the audio and I don't remember because it's been a couple years now, so I'm really interested to see how my thoughts might differ on my reread. Next up, one I'm so excited for, you're gonna hear me say that with every book, but I'm excited to read them all. We have Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. This is a sapphic romance. That's kind of all I know about it, but I was sold from that because yeah, I'm gonna read it. From what I can tell from reading the back, we've got Delilah who comes home back to her small town she said she'd never come back to because her stepsister wants her to photograph her wedding, and she has a fling with the stepsister's best friend who is a single mum, so we have the single mum trope, and then they obviously have to spend a lot of time together preparing for the wedding, and they might end up as more than friends, guys. I am obsessed with this cover. I am kind of already in love with both of these characters. Look at that. I can't wait to read this. Next up, we have a thriller with such an interesting premise. It is The One by John Marrs. I have mixed views on John Marrs. Some of his books I absolutely love. Some specifically of his earlier works I don't like. This is, I think, his biggest book though. It's got a Netflix series with it, so I'm just gonna have to read it and find out for myself. But basically the premise of this is it's set in the near future, which is terrifying, but basically you can take a DNA test and find your genetic perfect match, but it's about how far you would go to find the one, because what if you get your test back and it's a convicted serial killer? Are you gonna get with him or are you gonna stay far away but have your love life be mediocre because you know that your one is still out there? It says it follows 5 couples, but even soulmates have secrets and some are more shocking and deadly than others. Knowing John Marrs, I can't even trust that it's one of the couples where one of the people is bad. Knowing him, it's going to be multiple and it's going to be crazy, it's going to be fast paced, and there's going to be short chapters. I'm excited. I am a bit nervous though because I think this was published a good few years ago now, and you know how I feel about his earlier works, as I said, so we'll see how it goes. Next up, we have one of my most anticipated releases. I broke my book buying ban to buy this on release day. It is Play Nice by Rachel Harrison. She's one of my favourite authors. She writes horror, she writes it's always got like female friendships or different female like dynamics, as in like sisters or mother and daughter or best friends. I really like the dynamics that she explores, and her writing is so atmospheric and tense, and I'm pretty sure this is her take on a haunted house. I don't want to know anything other than that, so that's all I'm giving you guys as well, but I am so excited for this. Then we have one that I think might make me emotional. We have Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby. This is a thriller. It is a literary thriller, I think. It's a story about racism and homophobia and the prison system and a whole lot more than that. It's about a black man who gets out of prison. He finds out his black son, who was gay and who he never accepted, was murdered with his son's white partner. Husband, I think, actually. Yeah, his husband, who was white. They were both murdered. That guy's dad never accepted him either, but he is like on a mission to like get revenge for his son. And then I'm pretty sure the two dads go and like get revenge on whoever killed them both, but it's a lot of like talks on race and racism. That is why I mentioned that one was black and one was white. There was an importance to that. And I think it's about, it says, a tender story of redemption, a ferocious portrait of grief for those loved and lost, and for mistakes they can never truly be undone. Already, I hate both the dads because they never accepted that their sons were gay, and then their sons are both dead and they died thinking their parents didn't accept them. But, you know, I am very excited, but I'm really, really nervous because I think it's going to be a very emotional read. And I think we're going to see a lot of like the difference between the criminal like system with black and white people, because obviously both the dads have criminal pasts, it says, so I get nervous, but I think it could be a 5-star read. Then we've got one I'm scared for, because I picked it up because I saw it was a popular horror book, and then I found out that I think the author writes some really twisted stuff, and I'm scared, so I think I'm gonna try and vlog like as many of these books as I can, but this one I definitely want to put in a reading vlog. It's When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy, and I'm gonna read you the blurb of this because I think that's the best way to describe it. One night, Jess, a struggling actress, finds a 5-year-old runaway hiding in the bushes outside her apartment. After a violent, bloody encounter with the boy's father, she and the boy find themselves running for their lives. As they attempt to evade the boy's increasingly desperate father, horrifying incidents of butchery follow them. At first, Jess thinks she understands what they're up against, but she's about to learn there's more to these surreal and grisly events than she could have ever imagined, and that when the wolf finally comes home, none will be spared. I had this on my TBR for September, I think, but I was in such a slump I didn't even look at it, honestly, so I'm hoping that I'm coming out of the slump because I really want to get to this, and I don't want the reading slump to affect my enjoyment, if that makes sense. I'm pretty sure this one was on my September TBR as well. We have The Starving Saints by Caitlin Starling, and this is a medieval horror with cannibalism in. It's a unique one for sure. This was sent to me by Harper Voyager. Thank you so much, Harper Voyager, for the copy. I am so excited. So this is about a castle that's been under siege, and they are running out of like food and provisions. I think we start when they've only got like 2 weeks worth of food left, because obviously no one can get out the castle. It's under siege. But then, survivors consider deliberately thinning their number, the castle stores are replenished, the sick are healed, and the divine figures of the Constant Lady and her saints have arrived, despite the barricaded gates offering succor in return for devotion. So we've got this saints, her saints, lady saints kind of thing coming in and saving them and healing them, but there's also cannibalism in it, so how are they being fed? Put 2 and 2 together, guys. I'm scared, but this cover is both like gross and intriguing at the same time. So I think this will be fun, creepy, entertaining, and stomach churning. The 8th and final book on this TBR is a fantasy book. It is one I'm very excited for. This was sent to me by HarperCollins. Thank you, HarperCollins. This is Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. This cover I am absolutely obsessed with. Gorgeous. Like, oh my goodness. And it's got end papers too. That sold me anyway. But this is fantasy romance. I believe this was originally fan fiction and now it's been picked up and like rewritten, and I am really excited for it. The war is over, the dark forces have won, and the hero who was supposed to save them is dead. After watching her brother die and her kingdom fall, Princess Bryony Rosewood is captured by the enemy, stripped of her magic and auctioned off to the highest bidder. I am pretty sure the author that wrote this is Julie Soto that wrote this actually, and I know she used to write Hermione fanfic, and I'm pretty sure she wrote the auction, and that is what this book has turned into. Obviously it will be nothing like it in terms of it's no longer fan fiction, it's now its own story, but that is really interesting. I never read that fanfic, but I have heard of it. I'm super excited, like I've said with all these books, because I'm super excited to read them all. Let me know what is on your October TBR. Let me know which books of these I should prioritise, and spoiler free discuss them in the comments because I love seeing what other people think of the books I really want to read. If you'd like to see more from me, please be sure to like and subscribe as I post new videos every single week. I'm going to try my best to fit all of these books into different reading vlogs coming out soon. And with all that being said, I hope you have a lovely day and I will see you in another video. Goodbye!